At the source of all life, there is water. On Mars, where it is rare, water is a source of conflict, struggle, and death. Since the turmoil, there have been unending wars, fought over the possession of clean water. We are the forgotten children of Earth, trapped in this red, barren wasteland. Here, hell is not a concept, it's our reality. And the reality is that every drop counts. Then there were the unfortunates, caught in the full power of the sun's radiation, forced to deform, mutate into unrecognizable monsters. The others, the ones who remained similar to our ancestors in likeness, hid under massive metal shells, governed by water corporations. But in the slums, people's lives aren't worth much more than the mutants. And I would know. That's where I spent the first 10 years of my life, under the boot of the Vori. Of course, in despair, there is hope. Some have begun to explore, travel even, from corporation to corporation, leaving their loyalties behind. We have organization, structure, and inevitably, politics. We have rulers, a people's assembly, and far removed from us, the Dowser, the inaccessible face of abundance. And finally, there's us, the elite protectors of the people, the spearhead of the army, my brothers and sisters who all share the same special gift. We are Technomancers.
Ahoy, Zachariah.
Scott, you came.
Wouldn't miss it for the world. Sure, my memory isn't what it... But I remember to write things down on my calendar. Although I do sometimes forget where my calendar is. Anyhow, I knew your last cadet mission was today. Any nerves? If it's any consolation, you look more than fit enough.
No, I'm good. I'm ready.
Yes, healthy flush of the skin, no rapid eye movement. You don't look stressed out. Very well, I won't bother you anymore. Oh, but if I can bother you, just a moment. I recently acquired a batch of materials that can improve your gear. It's not much, but I thought you'd like it. Still can't believe you're going to be an officer soon.
Yeah, me too. Thanks, Scott. Means a lot.
Ah. I fear we've dilly-dallied on pleasantries. Your master, Sean, waits for you in the courtyard. So stiff, that one. I fear his spine is concocted from steel. A spine prosthetic. How interesting. What if... Oh, and stop by the clinic and come shoot the chit-chat. No, that's not... Just don't be a stranger. If you feel ill or need a hand, come see me. I'm always glad to help. Good luck, my boy.
Thank you, Scott. Will do. I promise.
Oh, shit.
Zachariah, today, as you know, marks your final mission as a cadet. I trust you are prepared.
Of course, Master. Ready, willing, and able.
And a little nervous. Normal and expected. That's why I have gathered together your usual instructors to allow you to warm up and prepare. It's for you to ace the tests for each fighting technique. Prepare yourself. And once you are ready, join me at the station. From there, a train will take us to the mission site.
Thank you, Master.
Halt! Stop right there. We're conducting a search.
You look at this piece of shit?
Well,
Well, what do we have here? Road trash seems lost, don't it? You forget we don't want your kind around here, Trav. Move your sorry ass out of here before you find yourself bleeding from both ends.
I'm sorry. I didn't.
I didn't ask you to speak! Did I? You useless piece of shit! Why would I want to hear what you have to say? Waste of space!
Please, I just...
Shut your mouth and just fucking die! Your corpse will feed the rats. At least then you'd have a purpose.
Such a waste of life. A waste of space. Am I right? A rogue is a Zack, right? You can dress him up, but...
Fuck off, Alan, before I...
Zachariah, we're leaving. Certain people are graduating to the rank of officer today, while others aren't even worth the expense of their time or energy. Let us be off to more remarkable things. This door. It is the same as that in our chapel. Accessible only to the combined energies of 2 Technomancers.
Witness registration, March 17th, 2076. Subject 12. The subject appears acclimatized, pulse elevated but steady, unaffected by any visible health concerns. James, how do you feel?
Great! So alive! My heart's racing, and I feel like I can take on the world. And I'm being honest here, it's a bit overwhelming.
Subject self-report is consistent and substantiated with our measurements of him and other subjects, all of whom produce EEGs indicating activity levels acutely higher than any ever associated with a human not subjected to the mutation. The only adverse side effect, it appears, is the near tenfold increase in corporeal and cerebral electricity. Dangerous levels that will necessitate the urgent invention of a device capable of evacuating such surplus in order to avoid subject injury.
This man, talking about technomancy, about mutations, as if... I can't believe.
And yet it still might be so. This recording dates to the first settlers. Speaks of the first Technomancers. Shocking, perhaps? Where did you think our abilities came from? A divine power?
I don't... But we have no physical signs of mutation, and I don't know any mutant that has our gifts.
And why should any of those things matter? Might not our mutation simply be of a different form? This brings us to the most important point. What you have seen unifies us, unifies the Technomancers. This secret must be kept from all other humans. If this information was discovered by, say, the ASC, we would become nothing but slaves. Our situation is already incredibly undesirable. We are not only isolated, but used as human bombs. Take a walk by the mutant pen in the slums one day. That is what our lives could have been. Don't be dismayed. I have been through this as well, so have all the other Technomancer officers in abundance. Knowledge of this revelation makes you one of us now, more so than your skills. But now is time to deal with the creatures infesting the dome. It would be a real shame if the installations here are damaged, for we will no longer be able to hold initiation trials here.
Yes. Yes, of course, Master. I haven't found an opening yet, so... they must have breached lower in the dome.
Then that's where we must go.
You, who bore witness to the secret with your own eyes, who knows in your heart of hearts that the revelation that he bears is true, and who has understood that this knowledge could cast us into endless pits of despair. As you drink the sap of the world, the water that feeds our lives, abandon the one you thought you were, and instead become our brother, Zachariah Mancer. Together we have shared the water and secret. Can you swear to forever protect the knowledge of the Earth and to dedicate your life to finding it again? To defend and protect our secret, even with the sacrifice of your life, if need be?
I swear.
Then welcome, my brother.
I know you must be troubled by what you've learned, and I assure you that it's no less troubling to me. But be proud of what you are, and know, no matter what, we are by your side. And that this initiation, as horrid as it may be, makes you forever our brother.
You showed the courage of lions beneath the dome, and for it, you have been made an officer. So I imagine, now that you no longer need my guidance, it will send me elsewhere, with the great and endless pride of having been your teacher over these few years.
The honor was mine, Master.
No, not Master. It's just Sean now.
Go. Take your assignment as an officer. Count the blessings you've amounted, those that allowed you to avoid the front thus far. Captain Eliza is waiting in the barracks. She's harsh, but fair. But before you find her, we all know the regulations. Technomancers get no leave from the front in times of war. So being here, I can't even sneeze without a report being written up. But you have a free pass. I need you to go to the exchange district for me. There's an itinerant merchant there who was supposed to arrive yesterday. Just meet with him. The merchants have no ties to abundance and travel among us like shadows. They hear things, whispered things, and pay people to forget they are there. I'm looking for information on any archaeological discoveries that could expose the Earthlings. Information that would help protect our secret. Ask him if they've heard of any such finds.
Yes, Great Master, as you wish.
Good, Zachariah. But take care that not a single soul knows what you're after. Not a single soul can hear your exchange with the merchants.
Mr. Mancer, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Big on weaponry, I hope? What can I get you?
I was expecting a caravan in the stall next door to buy a few things.
They arrived yesterday, but truth be told, I think they found some trouble. I wasn't there when it happened, but from what I heard, some people were looking to talk. Then talking turned to shouting, and after that, they were seen down in the slums. I hear, and then they were dragged into some warehouse. Whatever they did, they're in big trouble now. If you're looking to help them, you better find them fast.
Hello?
Hello. Looking for some medicine? Drugs? Ingredients, maybe?
Can you help me? I'm looking for any information on the caravan that sets up in the stall over there.
I don't know. My memory sometimes needs incentive to remember.
Don't act like you have nothing to gain. Merchants are disappearing around here like smoke, and it's no longer safe for you. You tell me what you know, and I'll intervene with my men. Despite the risk of trouble, it'll maybe make your life a little safer.
Fine, but hurry the hell up, because I don't want to share the same fate as the very caravan you're looking for. You've heard the tale of the Vori, of the underworld. So these overpriced foreign merchants did something to piss them off. Didn't pay their rite of passage or protection serum or something. Whatever the hell it was. They were kidnapped, that's all I know. Where they are, or even if they're still alive, I haven't the damnedest clue. For that, you'll have to ask the Vori. Now do Joe a favor. Take this herb and get the hell out before you raise suspicions.
Sorry, pal. Nobody enters this office if they got no pass.
That right, pal? I'm an officer and a Technomancer, and I'm here to see Anton Rogue. Think you should let me in.
You even know who Anton Rogue is? He's the big fucking balls here. The boss. I don't care if you're a damn general. Get the hell out of here.
I'm clearly just gonna have to show myself in.
Look what the cat dragged in. The prodigal son. A diamond in the rough, risen from poor street trash to the godlike ranks of Technomancer. Now tell me, why am I so lucky to be in your presence?
I'm looking for a caravan of merchants. They were supposed to be in the exchange. Word is they were escorted to the slums, and you may know something about it.
Yeah, rude little men. My town, my streets. Uninvited competition who lack even the common decency to offer a little token of grace in exchange for their presence. If you're ready to settle their debts, I'd be happy to usher them back home.
These merchants were involved in some outside business that requires interrogation as soon as possible. You can either help me find them, or we can always turn our attention towards your business affairs. Your call, Anton.
So either I turn a blind eye, or you do. Fair enough. Very well. Let's be magnanimous and hope that you will be too. You will find your suspects in one of our warehouses. Go see the guards and tell them, he who profits will deserve honor. They will give you the keys. Business is business, and now that ours is done, I will trust in your discretion.
What do you think of our army?
You're a hard one to peg, rogue. Why would you care what I think? But sure, why not? Just a little friendly conversation. Abundance and its generals are like a once vibrant tree that has long since withered away. Its leaves dried up, but still clinging to the branches of memories stretching from the trunk of its faded but glorious past. Strangled by its own ancient and outmoded bureaucracy, all the while Aurora's strength blossoms from the aggressive dynamics of its youth. But I'm sure it will all work itself out in time. If not on the battlefield, then undoubtedly in offices like these, and of our dear Colonel Victor.
What's your opinion of Technomancers?
I'll try to tread lightly with this, Mancer. Unfortunately for Abundance, you're becoming relics, a dying breed, due to the disgraceful misuse of what could very well be one of its greatest, though misspent, assets. On the battlefield alone, for sure, the brute force of you Technomancers is unmatched. And when coupled with the fact that you're the keepers of terrestrial knowledge, it's a combination quite capable of reducing empires to faded memories, isn't it?
What do you know about the Resistance?
Enough to handle my own business unimpeded. We don't think that they are any danger. They're an occasional client when they're in need of weapons or explosives. Their biggest strength comes from how deeply underestimated they are. Ever stepped in a puddle that turned out to be a ditch? Not pleasant.
What about the ASC? What can you tell me?
Nothing you don't already need to know. Little happens that they don't see or hear, and their colonel's control over abundance grows with each passing day. I'm not telling you anything else for free.
What's the deal with the mutant pen?
Well, well. Aren't we just the little inquisitive student today? So eager to learn. So full of questions. Even for mutants, it's unbearably inhuman. Piled into a pen in conditions that I guarantee will, in time, foster revolt. Despite what some profess, they're far from mindless. And thought-fueled with rage is a dangerous, dangerous little thing.
What's the word on the curiosities?
It'd be a nice place if you could scrub away the filth and grime and trash, and somehow diffuse the tensions between the anarchist ASC spies and members of our family that boil over. Other than that, though, a charming place. Seriously, though, the hodgepodge of personalities can run their streets with more blood than those arena brawls they're so fond of, which I'd imagine would revel in a Mancer brawler, if you ever wanted to try your hand.
What can you tell me about the exchange?
Lovely place. And the only neighborhood open to outcast merchants and business of all kinds. I'd live there permanently in a heartbeat, if it wasn't for the stranglehold of surveillance that suffocates its streets like a well-placed pillow.
How acquainted are you with the slums?
Well acquainted, as I'm sure you are as well, am I right? You've come a long way from your roots among those pickpockets and thieves who give those streets their dirty little charm. But for those willing to work hard enough to ascend from that filth, there's opportunity to rise. Even to the esteemed and glorious heights of a Technomancer, I hear.
What do you know about the Underworks?
A labyrinth of tunnels infested with filthy little beasts. And unless you're simply looking for a place to escape from the lovingly prying eyes of our motherland, it's more just a place of transit and storage than one where you'd want to plant your roots, or even rest your head, unless you're looking to lose it.
I gotta go.
Then go.
Who are you? You don't look like a guard to me.
Because I'm not. Name's Zachariah Mancer, lieutenant in Ophir. If you're the merchant who got himself kidnapped from the exchange, I'm here to get you out.
I am indeed. Fiorello, master of the caravan. The shadow still protects me. But I doubt you came to help us out of the generosity of spirit. Am I correct in that presumption?
Ian Mancer, great master of the Technomancers, sent me to talk to you.
Ah, I see. Yes. One of my favorite clients. And a man with whom I, indeed, have some information to share. Aurora has discovered a new site, not far from the Shadow Path. A site filled with objects of incredible condition, and even a relic, as rumor has it.
News I'm sure the Great Master will be glad to hear. You should go now. Get back on the exchange as quick as you can.
I'm not one to dally, Mancer. I'll see you around, I'm sure.
Zachariah, a pleasure as always. What may I do for you?
I finally managed to meet the merchants you told me about. It wasn't easy. The mob kidnapped them for serum. I freed them before talking to them.
I'm sure gratitude helped to loosen their lips. So what knowledge was gleaned from such lengths?
Word that Aurora is running large-scale excavations along the shadow paths near our territory, and in the process uncovering important objects, maybe even a relic.
Fascinating. Finds that are no doubt better off in our hands than those of Aurora's Technomancers. Keep those merchants close, Zachariah. Information like that is such a priceless commodity. You are no more free to roam than the rest of us. Of that I have no doubt. But if you find yourself with access to a rover and perhaps find a way to that excavation site and locate the relic, well, you cannot know the value it might hold if brought back to us. It may seem petty. It's a mission for some rusty relic that may or may not even exist. However, if you are able to slip away from Ophir...
Do we know what forces Aurora deployed to protect the site?
The greatest challenge shall be their own Technomancers. I am certain they'll be supported by numerous soldiers and laborers willing to lay down their lives in their defense. But I have faith in you, Zachariah Rogue Mancer. Endowed with the intelligence and adaptability that both your names imply, you always find a way. And I wouldn't be surprised if you come out the other side having made new allies.
What do you think of our army?
A question requiring a delicate response indeed. For we are a part of that body. An integral part, perhaps. A vital organ, but still just a part. As such, one may not talk about the whole without impugning the parts, which in truth, I am not wont to do. But with that spoken, it is very old. On one hand, good, well-established, the best equipment, disciplined troops, professional. But on the other hand, set in its ways, a double-edged sword indeed. For inflexibility is merely a step from paralysis, an iteration of the old dog's new tricks scenario. And with ranks practically inherited, there hardly exists a culture that encourages hard work or passion among the troops. Why work towards something that's unachievable? And of course, it's less than ideal that there are far too few of our kind among the ranks. Next to Aurora, we're surprisingly deprived in that field. And they're in the process of collecting the laurels of their politics right now.
What can you share about us, the Technomancers?
We are, as you have learned, mutants, Zachariah. But while other mutations form the poor, deformed creatures that we use like commodities, ours has produced within us gifts. Whether this knowledge is shared among the Technomancers of Aurora, I know not. We are all still learning about ourselves, with knowledge segregated from faction to faction, corporation to corporation. Even Aurora conducts experiments that would be of interest to us. We whose gifts have turned us into living weapons. And despite our strengths, despite our role as guardians of knowledge, the last link to the Earth's past, the sole reason the corporations have not yet collapsed, our instability has ensured that any seat of power remains elusive to our kind. But never forget, no matter what our enemies, even those inside Abundance, may think or espouse, they need us. It is not the other way around. We are our own masters, never slaves.
Do you have any insight on Alan Mancer?
Zachariah, listen closely. As much as my heart yearns to spurt vitriol at his name, discretion is the better part of valor. Speak neither ill of the dead nor of those who could make you so. That man is filled with more blind aspiration than sense, easily manipulated by those who know how to flatter him. He would give up everything for the slightest bit of praise. He is the antithesis of you. While you ascended, his weaknesses have kept him from initiation, and he holds it against you. But do not get sucked into his petty games. He is a dolt, worthy of less attention than contempt.
What can you tell me about the ASC?
There is nothing to learn, officially, because no one talks about them out of fear. Speak of the devil and he shall appear and all. Silly superstition. But fear drives men as much as serum, I suppose. The true source of their power ultimately stems from their surveillance services. And with the war comes near limitless authorities in such matters. More often than not, authorities are aimed at their own dissenters rather than any deeply tangible threat to our great Mother Abundance. At their core, they are quite simply the most mortal of threats to us. So I would advise you, stay in line, do as you are told, and attract little attention, for it is now a perilous game of survival.
Do you have any wisdom you can share regarding Colonel Victor?
Wisdom or warning? He is a dangerously smart man with an insatiable hunger for power, an unending drive to have us in his pockets. A chess master, I fear, with just enough savvy to find a way to do it, too. Someday.
What can you share with me about the source?
The center of all abundance's power in Ophir, each building a symbol of its proper function, with the source set directly upon an ancient colonist dome that provided the vast bulk of our collection. Fascinating, is it not? Even if vestiges are all that remains of the old dome. To think that there was once a man, exactly where we settled, who had seen Earth with his own eyes, perhaps touched it with his own hands.
What do you know about my barracks?
A perfectly inelegant mix of testosterone and bachelorism. What could I add that you do not know for yourself firsthand? Poor food, worse quarters, but it serves its purpose. Barracks for the source, no more, no less.
What can you tell me about the exchange quarter?
A melting pot for sure, forging an amalgam of cultures, commodities, and peoples, filled with merchants hawking equal shares of wares and information with such freedom that it gives the impression that it is unburdened by the scrutiny and heavy hand of abundance's surveillance. An impression that is, in a word, faulty.
What do you know about the underworks?
Little more than common knowledge. Kilometers of tunnels lined with endless rows of warehouses storing who knows what for who knows whom. Forged in part by man, in part by nature, and in part by the creatures that dwell within them as they extend all the way out to the ancient waterways.
That dome we went to with Master Sean, where did it come from?
A relic of the first colonists. Long forgotten until after the turmoil, discovered upon the building of Ophir's first shadow path, and finally opened as a place of knowledge by one of our own, transformed into a storehouse for knowledge and secret discoveries until its collapse. So much was lost, but you were not. And if nothing else, I have that to be grateful for. For it is now we need fresh blood more than anything.
Lieutenant Zachariah Mancer. What a pleasure.
Hello, sir. I don't think I've had the honor of meeting you before.
Ah, of course. I'm Colonel Victor Watcher of the ASC.
Colonel.
At ease, Lieutenant, at ease. Simply came to congratulate you, and learned that you become a Technomancer of the highest degree. For a young man from a rogue family, that is a terrific achievement.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Your road must have been difficult, but you persevered. An outsider who managed to work his way into the ranks of the elite Technomancers. A marvelous story, especially given their secrecy. They've always fascinated me. Do you have any insight as to why they chose to be so insular?
I'm sorry, Colonel, but I don't know what you mean.
What a shame. By coming to you out of friendship and camaraderie, I was hoping that you wouldn't treat me like an outsider, too. All right, then. Back to your duties. But think about what I asked, and we'll see each other again.
Lieutenant Zachariah Mancer. I think congratulations are in order. Captain Eliza Major, welcome to my unit.
The honor is mine, Captain.
For now, we're stationed in town and focusing on missions intended to maintain order and safety among the civilians. Here are the two other fine soldiers making up your unit for the time being, David Ward and Jeffrey Hunter.
My pleasure, Lieutenant. Congratulations, and...
Leave the ass-kissing for later, soldier. Lieutenant?
Yes, sir, Captain.
Excellent. Moving on to more pressing matters, our mission just came in, and it's aimed at smothering regime opposition. According to the intel the ASC gave us, those terrorists live in the slums, and are plotting several attacks to undermine our corporation. Your mission is to infiltrate the terrorists, stop the attacks, and find your way to their leader, Bulgakov. Orders are to capture Bulgakov alive. We're going to drain him for intel about other terrorist cells and dismantle the entire network. So beat him only as much as you need to take him.
You got it, Captain.
Move quickly. The longer you take, the more risk there is to the citizens of Ophir, and I won't have that. Before you go, though, there's one more mission, one requiring speed and discretion. We have deserters in our ranks, Lieutenant. Deserters planning to flee like rats through the city's underground. That won't happen. Do you understand me? You find them, and you eliminate them, each and every one. That seems harsh to you. Setbacks against Aurora have ruined our reputation, to the point that every action we take is scrutinized and extorted by those seeking to gain from our fall. A mass desertion would spell scandal if it became public. You catch them before any word of their escape comes out. So move, now! You only have a few hours.
Hey, I know you don't mind helping out the police when you can, so I just want to know if you've seen anything lately. Groups gathering, people acting suspicious.
We're in the slums, officer. This is Anton Rogue's world. More people than not around here are acting suspicious.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking more about anyone who may be looking to hurt Abundance. Folks not fans of the regime. Rumors are going around some rebels are planning an attack.
Fucking assholes. Hell, they can't just leave well enough alone? Nah, I mean, I heard something about fellows talking angry, talking about meeting up, but other than that, nothing specific.
All right. Thanks.
Serum? Serum for the poor?
I need some sensitive info about a certain group of citizens.
I don't know what you're talking about. All I want is a little serum.
Come on. I'm sure that you see everything that goes on here. I'm looking for people plotting an awful attack. You've heard people talking about sabotage from someone named Bulgakov?
No, not right off, but maybe, you know, a bit of serum might help jog the memory. Help me remember, you know.
Here.
Thank you, my lord. Yeah, those saboteurs, citizens that you're looking for, they often get together to talk, looking shadier than bulls at a china shop, and the name Bulgakov is always a hot topic. I don't know what they're plotting, but they talk and talk, and always more or less around the same spot. Not too smart, in my opinion. They're always hanging out in front of the curiosities. It's not very discreet to meet in front of a bar, huh? Anyway, that's their problem. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to get some food.
Where's the next action going down? You heard anything?
Operation Cut's going off in a few hours. Bulgakov's taking care of it. Taking a bomb down to the train station in one of those military bags. With all the troops moving around the area, nobody'll even look twice.
Fucking regime won't be able to ignore us after that. Freedom or death, right?
Leave this bag, please.
It belongs to you? Yeah, I figured, but I was expecting...
A man? Sorry to disappoint. But since you're here, minding my business, maybe I should introduce myself. I'm Bulgakov, one of the leaders of the opposition army. You gonna arrest me now?
Arrest you and take that bomb before it does any harm to the city.
You don't have a damn clue, do you, officer? That bomb was never meant for the city. This is our city, too. It was meant to take out the access roads to the city, to block the army convoys. It's time this fratricidal war finally came to an end. You think we're fighting for Aurora? You're wrong, officer. The opposition is made of patriots, and the war we're losing is making the true patriots weaker, while the politicians and their secret police grow stronger.
You're no patriot. A patriot would let her voice be heard at the assembly of the people, not set off bombs in the city she claims to love.
You couldn't possibly be that naive, could you, officer? Ask around. See if you can find just one person who dared to speak up at your precious assembly and is still around to talk. The only voice ever heard from is the Watchers. The rest are silenced, and will continue to be until only the ASC agents remain. Stay suspicious of me. It's your right. But I don't lie, officer. I'd never hurt the people on purpose. I only ever wanted to free them. Let me. Don't stand in my way, because it's the only road to a better abundance.
I hope I'm doing the right thing. Go on. Go! But leave the bomb. I trust you enough, but not that much.
I hear you. Thanks. And goodbye, officer. Beware the Watchers.
So you got me, Mancer. Good for you. How much blood did you spill along the way? You're nothing more than a lackey for abundance. At some point, we've all felt the way you do about abundance. But they just take and take until we're all used up. We are tired and want out. But they send you, another loyal dog, to drag us back. I fought my whole life for them. Today, for once, I'm gonna fight for myself.
All right then, let's do this.
Let me go. I am not your enemy. All I want is to live in peace. Please, I'm begging you.
Get the hell out. Don't ever show your face here again, and you can keep your life.
Hugh, I owe you my life, Mancer. I will never forget that. For as long as I live. Goodbye.
Lieutenant, sorry to bug you, but I gotta talk to you about something. Look, Lieutenant, maybe it's just because I'm not used to life in the city, but...
Cut to the point, soldier.
I think we're being tailed, sir. I think someone's been watching us, but I don't know why.
All right. Any ideas how to figure out who it is?
Hell yeah. I ain't no hunter for nothing, sir. I'd say we could leave from, say, the barracks or something, and head towards the exchange. But, you know, act casual, like it's just another day. We just treat it like we're out for a walk. Then, once we know we're being followed, we lead him to a trap down a dead-end road. And pow! You've got him. Or her. Whoever it is.
That's one way to go. All right. Why not? Let's try it. See what happens. Ready to try your plan out?
Ha! Yeah, absolutely, Lieutenant!
All right. Just out on a stroll, right?
Yeah, just a stroll. He won't suspect anything. Let's head out this way.
Who the hell are you? Why are you following us?
You got nowhere to run. You're surrounded. Fuck!
The hell is this? Looks like a notebook. And I'm willing to bet it's Alan Mancer behind all this shit. Looks like the little rat reported me to the ASC.
What? Really? Why would another Mancer tell on you? And for what? You're a great lieutenant, sir. You haven't done anything wrong.
Yeah, well, let's just say Alan's not exactly a fan. But this time, the little shit's gone too far. He's gonna give me an explanation. Hello, Alan.
Zachariah Rogue. They haven't sent you to die at war yet? A damn disappointment.
The little bird handed me some notes about a spy authored by a little rat. The rat should leave me alone and cut the shit out. Immediately.
I'm not sure I like your tone, Rogue. I have more important things to do than waste my time with the likes of you.
I should have known you wouldn't own up to your own lies. That would take courage, which you're lacking.
A rogue will never live up to the reputation of a real Mancer, and it's high time someone showed you. Oh, I've been waiting for this.
Stop this madness at once. Have your senses left you, Zachariah? Is this how I taught you? A Technomancer fighting with students.
I'm sorry, Master.
He started it. What did you want me to do?
As for you, Alan, your constant provocations will one day find you an early grave. Don't fancy me a fool, for the fool is you.
Try something like that again, Alan. Please, try it again when no one's around to bail your sorry ass out.